Hi there, I'm NBC LA reporter Tony Shin, and you're watching Report on Conditions.
This week, we take you to a vegetation fire in the community of Thermal, and in honor of National Emergency Medical Services Week, we stop by the Ben Clark Training Center to learn how our EMS Bureau trains the county's firefighters.
Engine 1 with report on conditions.
Hi, I'm Alex Azaguirre, and thank you for joining CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department's Report on Conditions. Last week, from May 15th to May 21st, our firefighters responded to 3,688 calls for service, including 2,810 medical emergencies and 130 fire-related calls. Of the fire calls, 24 were vegetation fires and 18 were structure fires. Let's check out a few highlighted incidents from the past week. On Monday, May 15th at around noon, firefighters were dispatched to multiple reports of a vegetation fire near the intersection of Avenue 66 and Highway 86 Expressway in Thermal. The first arriving engine confirmed a well-established vegetation fire on both sides of Avenue 66, prompting a request for additional engines and water tenders. Due to a critical threat to infrastructure, high-voltage power lines, and extreme fire behavior, the incident commander requested 20 more engines, a bulldozer, and a helicopter. With assistance from our cooperating agencies at Cathedral City, Hemet, Idlewild, Imperial County, Morongo, Palm Springs, Riverside, and Soboba fire departments, firefighters were able to contain the fire to 127 acres over the course of 2 days. One firefighter was transported to an area hospital via ground ambulance for a minor injury, and no civilian injuries were reported. At around 3 a.m. on Tuesday, May 16th, firefighters responded to a reported trash fire behind a business in the 27,900 block of Inez Road in Temecula. The first arriving firefighters located a large commercial dumpster attached to the building that was fully involved in fire. A specialty tool on the truck company was used to pull the dumpster away from the building so firefighters could make access. Thankfully, the fire had not extended into the structure, and firefighters contained it to the dumpster and its contents. Units were on scene for several hours checking for extension and ensuring the heavy fire load was extinguished. In the late evening of Wednesday, May 17th, firefighters responded to a train on fire near the intersection of Mission Boulevard and Etiwanda Avenue in the city of Jurupa Valley. Units arrived on scene and confirmed one locomotive on fire. Due to a water supply issue, the incident commander requested an additional 4 engines to assist. After about 20 minutes, firefighters contained the fire to one locomotive and no train cargoes were affected. Union Pacific Railroad had the train track shut down for 2 hours so fire personnel could safely work. There were no injuries to civilians or firefighters reported. On Saturday, May 20th at around 4:30 p.m., firefighters responded to multiple reports of a vegetation fire near the 81,400 block of Johnson Street and Oasis. The first on-scene engine reported approximately 10 acres of heavy vegetation burning and requested multiple additional engines. There were 2 outbuildings destroyed and 1 firefighter was transported to the hospital for evaluation and treatment of a non-life-threatening injury. Resources from CAL FIRE, Riverside County Fire, and the Bureau of Indian Affairs remain on scene working to fully contain and control the fire. There were no damages to residences or injuries to civilians reported.
I got what it takes.
I've got what it takes.
I've got what it takes.
There is a drug killing thousands of people in our communities. It can be hidden in all drugs. Meth, heroin, pills. The tiniest amount of it could kill you. It's a substance called fentanyl. You may think it won't happen to you, but you are not the exception. Don't be another face of fentanyl. Learn more about the deadly dangers of fentanyl at facesoffentanyl.net.
We are at the Temecula Valley 40th Anniversary Balloon and Wine Festival. Yesterday we conducted all of our stage inspections, which consisted of all the structural elements to make sure that staging was all done per the structural plans. We get a package from the company that goes over everything from a structural standpoint to life safety, where extinguishers are placed versus where sway bracing is supposed to be placed, where the stairs are located, the weight loads, how many items are on that weight load. We just check everything to make sure everything's done per the structural plans.
A structural engineer who draws up the plans and places exactly where each crossbeam is supposed to go. That is how we reference what needs to be on the stage and what needs to be here.
They also have a manometer set up on the top of the stage for wind speeds that's hooked up to a screen down below.
This screen will monitor the wind out here, and then once the wind exceeds over 10 miles an hour, then depending on the height of the stage, they start lowering the stage to accommodate the wind.
And then today we conducted all of our food vendor inspections.
Howdy, Ron Morales, Fire Department.
We look at where their cooking equipment is located. Anything that emits any type of grease-laden vapors has to be on the exterior of the tent. Extension cords are of commercial grade, and everything has a UL listing on it. Any propane cylinders are secured, and they have their fire extinguishers in place, and they have the correct type of fire extinguishers. During the event, we make sure that everybody's still in compliance with the requirements from food vendors, stages, everything's accessible, gates are unlocked and accessible. We're also here for backups, for medical calls, medics, anything that happens. We get a lot of people that need attention or assistance. We get them to the right areas unless we have to administer it ourselves. In the evening for the balloon glow, it's a little bit more challenging because you have thousands of people around the venue area, but we are very strict as far as inflating and deflating because there's so many children around, and the last thing we want is to see anybody get injured from an inflating or deflating balloon. We've always been a strong part of this event. They've always been very supportive of our operations and what we do out here. I want to thank my entire prevention staff here, as well as the CAL FIRE suppression staff that we have here working for the entire event. Without them, we couldn't make this event possible, and I appreciate everything that everybody puts into it.
Hi, I'm Dr. Foster, your medical director, and I'd like to have a shout out to you guys to recognize all of the providers working in RRU. The theme of this week is where emergency care begins, and there's no way that we could do this without you. So thank all of you for all of your dedication.
Hi, my name is Scott Philippar. I'm a battalion chief with CAL FIRE, Riverside County Fire Department, overseeing the EMS Bureau. Our EMS Bureau includes a doctor, 2 nurses, and 9 EMS specialists. We oversee 1,100 responders for CAL FIRE, Riverside County Fire Department, 94 fire stations, and over 120 apparatus, ensuring that they have the tools and equipment, the training and education to provide that care and treatment to the citizens of Riverside County. There's some initial onboarding training that we make sure that every responder receives a minimum training before they hit the field. And then we deliver continuous training throughout the year, whether it be in an online delivery format or we're actually going out to the field and delivering that training and education. From the time you start with the fire department all the way time to you retire or separate from the department, you're coming in and receiving the latest EMS training. It never stops. The other piece is making sure that we're delivering a robust training program, something that is going to be engaging, that people enjoy actually coming to and actually take something away and take that back to their stations and can provide that training to their crews at the station level.
That's it for this week's Report on Conditions. Be sure to follow @CalFireRRU on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook to stay up to date on incidents as they happen. Did you happen to capture any pictures or videos of our firefighters in action? If so, please send them our way at rrupio@fire.ca.gov. On behalf of your CAL FIRE, Riverside County Fire Department Public Affairs and Community Education Bureau, I'm Alex Azaguirre. Thanks for watching.